What's going on? Germs 1975 here with a very interesting video. Hopefully, I think you'll find it interesting. I'm recording this after the fact, but long story short, Mike Kreischer sent me one of his homemade MREs. He's got a great channel. I will link his channel in the description and then in a card. I think it'll be somewhere up there. Anyways, check his channel out. He's got a ton of reviews. He does a good job, and he sends these to all the reviewers, and can't wait to check that out. But what you're going to be watching today is the process of making the main for my first homemade MRE that is going to be going to Mike Kreischer. We are going to have menu number 1, chili mac. So I made homemade chili mac. The chili was made on the grill in a cast iron charcoal grill. Never, ever gas grill. Always charcoal. Gas grilling is not grilling. That's the mountain I will die on. Anyways, I did not make the macaroni on the grill because the grill is monopolized by the chili. But anyways, made the chili mac homemade, and then it went into the freeze dryer. So what we've got here is a chili mac, freeze-dried chili mac main within this MRE that will be going to Mike Kreischer. That's what you'll be watching. This is the, this video right here, what you're watching now has been recorded way after the fact. So this whole video took probably a few weeks to finish. So I hope you enjoy it. Stick around. Should be pretty interesting start to finish. So again, check out Mike's channel. What's going on? Germs 1975. Got a little different video for you tonight. Gonna be making some chili mac that I'm gonna end up freeze drying. And first time doing it in the cast iron Dutch oven. But I think it's gonna turn out pretty damn good. Got a pound of burger, homegrown beef that I helped raise, and then got some just regular old breakfast pork sausage, a pound of it. Gonna get this all browned up, and then we got some veggies that we need to get in there. All right, so this is all browned up nice. Just need to get it all chopped up. Something about the charcoal in this cast iron Dutch oven just makes everything taste so much better. And if you're not grilling with charcoal, well, sorry to say, you're not grilling. It's just the way it is. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to get onions, green pepper, and jalapenos. We'll get those nice and mixed in. Oh, it smells amazing. That onion, the charcoal, the burger, the sausage, it just smells delicious. And right back with all the rest. 1/4 cup of chili powder, tablespoon of dried oregano, 2 teaspoons cumin, 1 teaspoon of dried basil, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon ground black pepper, 1 teaspoon smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, tablespoon of Worcestershire, tablespoon of hot sauce, Cholula, chipotle. Alright, so now we're going to start adding everything. We got 2 cans, kidney beans, can of chili hot beans, another can of chili hot beans, and we're gonna add some homegrown diced tomatoes, and also some tomato paste. Homemade bone broth, home canned. I'll get that opened and I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna dump this whole thing of broth, and then this whole thing of diced tomatoes Here's the Worcestershire and the hot sauce, all the spices, and then going to be half a can or half a pint of Guinness. And we'll just kind of eyeball that. Good enough. And then I have one last ingredient that I have to get, and I'll be right back. All right, the final ingredient. We've got sweet corn from local farm that we buy fresh every year and process. Just gonna throw that in there. And that is the chili. So what I'm gonna do now, give this a good stir. Oh, she's full. She's full, folks. I need a bigger Dutch oven. Okay, now let's put this lid on. And I'm just gonna let her cook. But one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a trivet underneath that, because I don't want the heat directly underneath anymore. Oh, she's heavy. And let's get this trivet in there. All right, that trivet I bought from Cowboy Kent Rollins. All right, so if you haven't checked out Cowboy Kent Rollins, he is the cast iron cooking god. If you like that kind of stuff, definitely check out his channel on YouTube. It's great. So I'm putting a few coals on the top, not too many. Leaving some coals down on the bottom. Probably going to have to get some more coals going. I don't know. This is only going to probably take 45 minutes to an hour. Not really sure. These coals should be sufficient, but I'll at least get a couple more going just to be safe. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this Guinness. All right, 2 cups macaroni noodles. All right, let's get some bacon going. So this is a whole package of bacon. I think it was a 12-ounce package. So let's let that cook. All right, I got smart and got my tripod. Should have done that from the beginning. Let's see how this is doing. Oh yeah. She's boiling. Boiling away. Looking real good. Get you up close. The smell is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. That smokiness from the charcoal, that is going to be absolutely amazing. All right, I'm going to make the roux. Calls for 2 tablespoons of butter, but we got lots of bacon grease in there. It doesn't call for bacon grease. I'm going to make a roux, add 2 tablespoons of flour. And I'm going to mix that in, whisk it. Our heavy cream and our milk. Just got to drizzle it in, let it mix. Just keep mixing that in until it gets nice and creamy. And we'll bring that to a boil. And you gotta continuously stir this or it'll scorch. It's starting to thicken. Yeah, that's looking real nice. And we're gonna get our cheese. And I've got cheddar and Monterey Jack. And you just want to slowly drizzle the cheese and let it melt to make this cheese sauce. You don't want this to be too hot. or it's going to scorch. So you keep it on medium, medium low. Oh, it's smelling great. So it's about a cup of the sharp cheddar, extra sharp, in the jack. And as you can see, got a real nice, thick, cheesy sauce. Now we're going to add some mustard, a teaspoon or so, onion powder, or a half teaspoon onion powder. Give it a little shot of this Cholula. Pinch of salt, maybe 2, and a little bit of black pepper, about a quarter of a teaspoon. Alright, now that that is all mixed up, I'm going to add the macaroni. Give that a good stir. It's looking nice and thick, which is good because we're going to be adding the chili to this. Alright. Let's give that a little taste. Looking good. I'm going to add a little Lowry's. Let's give her another taste. A clean spoon. Perfect. Alright, we got our chili in. Looking good. Nice and dark from that charcoal, that smoke. Got our mac and cheese. So what I'm going to do is mix it together. Alright, now I'm going to let it boil. I'm going to bring it to a boil, let some of that cook off a little bit. It's a little runny. Got the oven preheated to 400. I'll be back when it goes in the oven. Alright, she's in the oven. About 5-10 minutes. Once that cheese is nice and melty, and it'll be done. Alright, she's finished and she looks amazing. Look at that. Chili mac. Let's go in for a taste. Oh my God, it's absolutely fantastic. Probably one of my favorite things ever. The chili's nice and smoky from the charcoal. The mac and cheese gives it that nice creamy cheesiness. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. All right, so it's the next day. We had dinner last night and now it's time for leftovers. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to freeze dry at least one tray of this chili mac to make my own Mountain House meals. So I just got to get this out onto the freeze drying pan. I got to weigh. You weigh this before you put it in the freeze dryer, and then you weigh it after, and that tells you how much water to add when you rehydrate. All right, 2,085 grams, well, 84. So I'll write that down on my log. And then the next thing is going to be to get it in the freezer. We freeze it first, pre-freeze it, and then it'll go in the freeze dryer probably tomorrow. All right, so we're going to get this in the freezer. As you can see, I've got some strawberries already frozen. Those will be going in with this chili mac. And I've got these nice little tray stackers that I got from freezedryingsupplies.com, which if you're into freeze drying, there's a YouTube channel that's called Live Life Simple, and he does nothing but freeze drying. And he is basically who I watch to learn how to do all this stuff. One thing I will say is this chili mac has probably a lot of fat content. One thing to consider is the higher the fat content, the less shelf life it'll have. So if it's got lots of fat, it probably isn't going to last 30 years. So it's going to be more short-term storage versus long-term. But even short-term, I'm thinking it will last at least 5 to 10 years, which is good enough for me. So we will be back tomorrow to put this into the freeze dryer. I have 2 more trays to fill up, and I'm going to have to figure out something to fill up with this freeze dryer, because I'm not going to just do 3 trays. So I'll see you tomorrow. All right, the chili mac is in the freeze dryer. It's been in there about 8 hours. I made some mashed potatoes yesterday because I needed to fill those 2 trays up. We got our strawberries. So it's going to be at least, I'd say, another 20 hours or more. So we'll see you when it's done. All right, so the process is complete. It's been just under 40 hours for all of this to freeze dry. It not necessarily takes that long. I think it was more like right around 30 hours, but once it's done, it just can sit like this because it just freezes everything again. So you can actually just let it sit for as long as you really need to, because everything will freeze. And if you can see in there, you can see all the ice from all the water that has been taken out of all of this food. The one thing I need to do though first is I need to make sure that there is no water content in any of this. So what we need to do, we need to open the drain valve so that we can open the door. All right, now that we've released the vacuum, we can open the door. And so what I want to do, and here's our chili mac. That's what it looks like. A lot lighter than it was. It smells good. I can smell it. What I've got here, I have a moisture meter. This is something that I got off of Live Life Simple. He uses one of these. What I'm going to do is use this. You can see it's meant for wood, but it doesn't really matter. What I'm going to do is just kind of stick this into the food just to make sure that there's no moisture in there. I'm not just going to probe one spot, I'm going to probe multiple spots. And as you can see, there is no moisture. I think we're good. So yeah, everything is good and dry. What I'm going to do is process these as far as packaging goes. I will be back with the packaging process. All right, well, we got the chili mac out of the freeze dryer, and the next thing we have to do is weigh it. It started out with 2,084 grams. That's without the tray weight. And so we're going to weigh it. And so what we've got now is 1,582 grams, but that is with the tray weight. We know that the empty tray weighs 897 grams, so we are going to subtract that from the 1,583. So that gives us 686 grams of chili mac. So what we're looking at is 2,084 minus 686. So that lost 1,398 grams of water. So for this whole thing, if we wanted to rehydrate it exactly like it was, we would need to add 1,398 grams of water to this to rehydrate it. Now what we need to do is figure out what portions we need to make and how much water for each portion needs to go into rehydrating these packets that we're going to make. One of the things that I'm going to use as a guide, just a simple Mountain House chili mac with beef. Right here it's 3.8 ounces, so or 108 grams. So if we wanted to make Mountain House size packets, which is 2 servings, we would get, roughly 6 or 7 of these packets, because we have actually it'll be more than that. It will actually be 1,398. So let's say 1,400. We actually could get about 14 servings or 14 packets like this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of divide this up. We're going to get it into our own Mylar bags, and I will leave the camera rolling so you can watch the process. So we got about 114 grams, which is roughly equal to what for the Mountain House Chili Mac equals. And I think I was off on my math. It should be about 6 or 7 servings. It's the water that needs to be added that is going to be around 1,500 grams. All right, set that aside and get another one going. I'd say we were about 6 grams off-ish on this last one, so not too bad. Let's clear this tray, and we don't need the scale anymore. Okay, now that we have our Chili Mac packaged up, we know there are 6 packages. So now what I just need to do is we need to take our 1,398 and divide it by 6. And that's going to give us 233 grams of water per package. What I'll do is I'll make a note right on each one of these that you need to add 233 grams of boiling water. So that's about the most difficult part of this whole process. I mean, for the most part, freeze drying is super simple. You don't do anything. You just, after you're done cooking whatever you're going to cook, if you have to cook it, you just throw it in the freeze dryer, hit start, and boom, it just goes and does its thing. But a meal like Chili Mac, you kind of have to be precise. So the next thing I got to do, I got to make sure I put some oxygen absorbers in each one of these. I have forgot to do that. Let's make sure that's all the way down in there. I'm going to give you an idea of what that looks like. So these are zip top bags. However, you definitely want to try to get as much air out. Seal them. You still need to use this impulse sealer and seal these so it is a guarantee that no air is going to get into these. So there's a little dial on the side, and these are 7 mil bags. So I need to make sure that it's on 7 mil. And then I like to start at the very tippy top. The light goes off, and then I move it down, and I do it just above the Ziploc portion. So it's got a double seal. As that oxygen absorber works, this is actually going to start looking like it's been vacuum sealed. It's actually it's going to draw that oxygen out of the bag, and it'll look vacuum sealed. So that's it. The next step to this video is I'm just going to end up showing you what it looks like rehydrated. All right, perfect. So let's try this Chili Mac out. This is my first time making Chili Mac. I've done beef goulash in the freeze dryer, and that turned out pretty decent. It was the first thing I did, so it kind of had that new machine type taste embedded in it. I've freeze dried a lot of stuff since then, so I'm hoping that that new machinery, like new metals taste and smell is out of it, which I'm sure it is, because I've done a lot since then. But this is this, if you remember right, we needed 233 grams of water, boiling water, to add to this to make it reconstitute to the same consistency it was when we freeze dried it, or when we taste tested it the last time. So I'm going to open this up and we're going to add some water. Let's get this opened up. I always, when I seal these, I always double seal it. So it makes it a lot harder, but I just want to be doubly sure that I get it sealed properly. So first thing, get this oxygen absorber out of here, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. That's what it looks like. And so what we need, as we said, 233 grams of water. I am not going to use 233 grams. I'm probably going to use around 200. I can always add more water. Can't take any water away. So that's kind of my philosophy with this. I'll just add not quite as much. If I need more, I can. If not, I won't. So let's get our scale turned on. And we are going to press the tare button to zero that out. Make sure we're on the grams measurement. And there's 100. That was 195. Let's go with about 208. We can always add a little more. So I'm going to dump this in. Ooh, that's hot. And I'm going to seal this up. Seal this zip top. Make sure it's sealed nice and good. And I'm just going to kind of shake it to mix it up. Make sure it gets mixed up. And now we wait. I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes and come back in 10 minutes, give her a stir and see what we got. And then we'll seal it back up probably for another 10 minutes or so. All right. So it's been about 10 minutes. So I want to stir this. So let's see what's going on here. See if it's rehydrating well. And yeah, it actually looks really good. It's a little soupy, which is, I mean, it's chili, but I think I would rather it be a little thicker, but it smells absolutely amazing. It's got a, you can smell the smokiness of the chili from being cooked on the grill with the charcoal. There's bacon in the chili mac, so you can smell that smokiness with the bacon. You can smell the chili. It smells fantastic. So far, I'm thinking that all this work is paying off. So let's give it a stir and a little taste. Oh my gosh, that is going to be really good. Just that little taste of the spoon. Oh man, it tastes exactly like when I ate it fresh, when I made it. Tastes exactly the same. Doesn't taste any different. The texture and the consistency and the way it looks may be a little different, but man, it tastes just like when I made it. So I'm going to let this sit for probably 5 more minutes and I will be right back. All right, it's been about another 5 minutes. So we pretty much let this sit for 15 minutes to rehydrate. So let's see what we got. I'm pretty excited. This looks like it actually thickened up. I kind of wanted it thicker. So let's get it out onto the tray and see what we got. Oh yeah, that looks, oh yes, that looks amazing. Oh, it smells absolutely delicious. Yep, this I think turned out very, very good. Let's get some of this. Let's stir it a little bit. And it's not too hot because it's been about 15 minutes, but you see the beans, it looks like they rehydrated great. Oh man, that rehydrated perfectly. And there is no off taste like I had with my goulash, the first thing I made with this freeze dryer. It tastes absolutely perfect. Tastes like Tastes just like when I made it. You know, it may look a little different, but man, the taste of that is smoky. The beef rehydrated well. That last bite I just had, I'm thinking maybe I should have stirred it a little bit longer. That big chunk of meat wasn't quite rehydrated yet, but I mean, still, it had just a little bit of a crunch to it, but it tastes absolutely fantastic. There's some spiciness to it, smoky. You can taste that smoke from the chili cooked on the grill. Even though, you know, it doesn't really look like mac and cheese, it looks more like a sauce. You can taste the mac and cheese in there mixed with the chili. It's absolutely fantastic. These noodles, the macaroni, rehydrated perfectly. It's not mush. When I cooked the macaroni, I didn't quite cook it done. I kind of undercooked it, knowing that you might need to, you know, it'll cook more when you rehydrate it, but it's not mushy. It's perfect texture. It's the right amount of heat. The beans rehydrated perfectly. And that creamy, cheesy chili sauce is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I haven't even doctored it yet. Like, I would definitely put either some corn chips or crackers, maybe some Tabasco to give it an even more kick. I would probably top this with some more cheese, but this turned out absolutely fantastic. And I have no complaints with that. You know, it's quite a process, but really, it's way easier than canning something. This will be tough to can. I mean, chili can can. I don't know about macaroni noodles. I probably wouldn't do that. Even though I have a pressure canner, I would pressure can the chili, no problem. Not sure I'd add the mac and cheese in with it. I'm just not sure how the macaroni would do in a pressure canner. This is absolutely fantastic, and I'm pretty happy with these results. And I'm going to finish the rest of this, but in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's probably a long video, but it was really fun to do, and it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. When I started making this, I thought I might as well record this. I thought maybe it'd be a little bit of a different video for you guys. So I hope you really liked this video. If you want more of these type of videos, let me know in the comments below. I know I've just been doing MRE reviews, but I mean, it's kind of a homemade MRE, if you will. So if you want to see me do more, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, throw a comment below, and let me know. Did you like this? Did you not like it? If you don't like it, that's okay. I just thought it'd be neat to do. So this is Germs 1975. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will be back soon with a MRE review. Later.